I have kept journals for many years. Not a month goes undocumented. If you looked inside them, I tell you of the big things. My first breakup, my graduation in middle school, that time I lost my favorite ring passed down to me. Important. Monumental. More so than that, though, you'd hear about the small things. Yet another cup of tea. You struggle to keep count at this point. The way I adore being able to hear my partner's eyes blink so much I fill with the warmest, fuzziest feeling, like a thick, soft wool sweater but worn underneath my skin, keeping me warm until I feel their next embrace. It makes me wonder, have we simply forgotten how to live truly in this now moment and see the beauty of every instant for what it is? How shatteringly meaningful. Welcome back. As of today, it's the 12th of March, and we've hit 200 subscribers. Oh my goodness! I am very excited. Thank you so much. If you're new here, welcome to the family. Here's a heart for you. And yeah, I'm here with my very impractical but very pretty self-made mug. It's got these little dents that you can hold it with, but as you can probably see, it's like steaming hot, so I cannot touch it. But I will be drinking it, and we can share if you want, if you don't mind. It's chamomile. And yeah, let's get into it. What I did, as I did last week, was to just read the course material. I'm not quite sure yet if you're supposed to do that the day before you start the new week because of one of the tasks, which was to write out affirmations in my morning pages every day. And given that I'd already done my morning pages that day, it would either have been a separate exercise that day or just impossible unless you read it right before the morning pages, which you're also not supposed to do because they're supposed to be first thing in the morning. So if I can take the time this evening, I'll read the course material for week 3 in advance instead of on day 1, just to really be on top of my game. But yeah, I did the reading. I always let myself take notes, and I let myself do little doodles just to keep the fun alive and to let my inner artist play. So you will see a lot of them throughout the book. And I also create a Notion page that has just the class notes, as I call them, definitions of things that are talked about, and also a little journal section at the end with the tasks as well for the week, just so I can track them. There were 2 specific things with the reading that really stuck with me. One was talking about crazy makers, which is what I'm going to be getting into now. Alright, I just sat down and read through the basic principles, which is a task that is going to follow me throughout week 2 to see how they're resonating with me, how they're feeling, if I'm getting any new insights. And I have to say, already after doing this week's reading, they hit a lot harder. The refusal to be creative is self-will, and it is counter to our true nature. This one, shook me. The big topic for this week specifically is about recovering a sense of identity, and it was also really quite shocking to see myself reflected in, for example, the crazy maker in a few ways. And I already noticed myself wanting to push it away and not acknowledge it, but it's so important that I stop doing that. We need to examine and explore the shadow, the things that we are not accepting yet, so that they can come to the surface, so that they can heal. These crazy makers, you can think of them as people who are so terrified of following their creative path that they are creating, for example, drama in order to keep them from doing the things that they ought to be doing with their lives. So for me, very often when I notice, there's this scary thing that I should be doing, whether it's moving to a different country or starting a YouTube channel or making music and really focusing on my art, whatever the scary thing is that is actually going to help me evolve as a human being, I get so terrified and my ego becomes so threatened by the thought of having to die in order for the actual me to come through and get to live life, that I have a complete meltdown and I start dragging the people around me down with me because it feels so unbearable, even though I very well know it is not their thing to try and help me heal. In fact, they can't. I am entirely insane in those cases. There's nothing a person outside of me can do to calm me down. Whatever they say, whatever I think I need to hear, it doesn't matter if it comes from them because it's not coming from me. And all of these encouragements, all these affirmations, I need to believe them myself. I need to hear them said by myself and to really feel them. Nobody can help me with this. Oh my God, yeah. It's definitely hitting. A lot to work through, a lot to uncover, a lot to unravel, so I'm really grateful. And so reading number 6, the refusal to be creative is self-will and is counter to our true nature, makes so much sense because it is separating us from what is flowing naturally. It is separating us from other people by, creating a reality that isn't real, that is only based on fear, that has no actual tangible proof. And it is my own will. It is something that I am doing, that I am continuing to strengthen by not changing the way that I act with myself. If you followed me along, this is a insight that I've had in the past week too, where I was just like, oh, I can't keep doing this thing. And it's completely true. And it keeps coming up and it keeps getting stronger, this understanding that this is now changing. And I'm really, really grateful. This is really good. The second theme that really stuck with me was attention. That is what this week's Substack post was about, so if you want to read more about it, that was what the intro was about, and it goes more into detail about this as well. And one other big thing that I noticed that I haven't mentioned is that I like how it is sort of reclaiming the word God in a way that I think is a lot more palatable for people who maybe have been hurt by the church or who just don't believe in God in this specific, very religious way. This book does talk about God a lot, and it defines God as good, orderly direction, which is basically just creative force leading you throughout your life. And I am myself healing my relationship to God. It is becoming easier and easier and less of a turn off to read it, and I am letting it support me. I've been resistant to it for enough time. I'm willing to just let the book do its thing, and I'm going to trust that what it does is good. If I notice that something's not sitting right with me, I trust that I have a good head on my shoulders. Look at it. And I'm gonna be fine. It's nothing crazy. It doesn't tell you anything radical. I guess everything in this book is sort of radical if you think about it compared to how normal society works with capitalism and, killing every sort of creativity and individuality that we have. But other than that, it's very tame. I would be curious to see what your relationship to God is like. If you've also done the artist's way, how maybe has your relationship to God shifted? Day 9, I spent at my partner's place again, and I am noticing that I'm getting a lot better at trusting and honoring my own rhythms, whereas a few years ago I would have really pushed against the fact that I was tired. I just could not accept that I was not being productive right now and didn't see rest as an important part of productivity. I am now accepting of the fact that, okay, when I'm tired, my tiredness is not going to be a bottomless pit. I am going to get out of it. I'm going to feel active again, and I'm just going to allow it, because pushing against rest, pushing against tiredness only makes you more tired. It doesn't let you rest at all. I was very happy to see that that is getting easier and easier. If I notice, okay, it would just be good to be outside, sometimes I just step outside and I listen to the birds for a second and then I go back in, or I do a very, very gentle yoga flow and that's it. It doesn't have to be 100% capacity every single day. I also had a side note thought about just reflecting on how much time I myself have to dedicate to this course and how maybe it might be different for you or other people doing this. I started with part of another task, which is the "Where does your time go?" task, to list 5 major activities you have in a week to see what is a very intentional choice, what do I feel good with, where do I actually give too much of my time and energy into things or people that aren't serving me. I am in the very, very privileged position that I get to really focus on this course. For a few hours in the week, I get to work at a wool store. There is so much time I have, even at that shop, where I get to be around art. I get to create basically all day, every day. I'm sure a lot of people have a very different experience with the course, where they have a full-time job or they need to take care of kids. So just know, with what you are given, you are doing the best that you can, and that's all that matters. Day 10, I had the opportunity to help out at the wool store again, and it was also the first day that I used as an experiment to see how I would feel if I didn't do the morning pages literally first thing. I don't know if that is just me taking it very literally and reading first first thing and then seeing, okay, I can't even get up to go pee, or I would do it first thing. I would get up and jump right in. So that day I got ready in the bathroom first, and then I actually noticed I did not have like as much time as I would have wanted, so I definitely do enjoy getting up earlier and doing them first thing, but I think it was important to just let myself see what that was like, and also to know it's okay, like, because usually I tend to be so strict and black and white about everything, and so deliberately deciding, okay, I am doing something differently today just to see what it's like, I think also made it easier to see nothing's gonna happen, like the world's not gonna end because that's just me, but you know, it's still important. It was good. And that day I also took myself to a little bead shop, got these pretty little beads, and I think what I'm going to use is this one. It's a bracelet that I adored. I think I got it on a vacation to Croatia at some point. I really love the idea of this dark sky or ocean blue with gold accents, so obviously the little stars as well, the ones I got yesterday, maybe some gold beads, these dark blue ones, not these. Go away. There's also these Sweetwater pearls that I have, and these brown ones, perhaps, just for some texture. I'll see about it. I'm excited for this project. And I made a belly chain that I'm still wearing. Hold on, I can show you it now. Isn't it so gorgeous? I also did another task that day, which was the life pie, and that gave me really important insight. Here's the footage of it. You can see how scraggly those lines are. And breaking news! Girl draws scraggly lines and gets to live another day. I was filming it and I was like, I cannot show that to anybody. That is so ugly. And I noticed, like, thinking, oh god, what are they gonna think about me? Like, fake artist, imposter person, sad little thing. And that was hilarious, just getting to see that from a little bit of distance, because I was able to just be the observer in that case and going, okay, judgment, like, excuse you? Can you just let the inner artist do its scraggly lines and move on? That felt really empowering, just going, you know what, I am going to post it and it doesn't matter. Like, my knowledge of who I am and my abilities are not threatened by a few lines that aren't perfect. Like, oh my god, oh, I'm gonna die. Stop. And the other thing I did was I put up affirmations all over my room and also in my bathroom. Whenever I'm looking around, I want to see at least one of them. So I am bombarded with the good stuff wherever I look. Ooh, yesterday, day 13. Day 13 was exhausting because I was looking around my room at my affirmations and I noticed a part of myself felt really triggered by one of them. And I was able to just sit down and sit with that feeling and that part of myself in curiosity, which, girl, curiosity over judgment always. I am currently, through my therapist, doing parts work, so I'm really just doing extra homework here, which I'm very happy about. We love extracurricular activities. Yeah, I was able to notice that the part that was triggered by that affirmation was actually like what I saw depicted as my inner teenager self, was really upset at that thing that was posted at my wall, and that part was protecting the inner artist, actually. And I just asked it why, and like, why is it upsetting you? What about it is upsetting you? I found out that, like, the thing that it says, if it's that easy, why did I suffer that much? Like, if it's that easy to just believe in myself and, you know, to know my self-worth, then why did I have to experience so much pain? And there was so much emotion behind that, and when I got to the bottom of it, that part of me was so tired. Like, all it wanted to do was just to rest and let go of all of this pain. And that was so beautiful. That was really, really good. It was exhausting. I was done for the rest of the day, but that was really, really good. Highly recommend parts work therapy. Like I said, with that affirmation that's looking at me right now, I am my highest self right now. And it just reminds me, for the record, do not support J.K. Rowling. We do not love her. But I am a fan of Harry Potter, always have been. And it reminded me of Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, where Harry is at that lake and he's looking at himself and Sirius and he's like, oh no, my dad will show up. Like, my dad will show up. I've seen it. He saves me. He saves me from the Dementors. I know it. And then he just notices nobody else is coming. Like, it's either me right now or it's nobody. We love that depiction of self-care and showing up for oneself and stepping in even though we have no idea what we're doing or how we're going to do it, but we are trusting in our own strength and in our own ability to show up anyway. Be your own Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. No, but trust that you can be your highest self right now. You do not have to wait for a future version of you to save you. It has to be you right now. You need to save yourself right now, and you can. Day 14! We've made it to the last day, and let's have a celebratory sip of tea. I think it's good now. Still slightly too hot, but pretty good. So, I finished this beautiful top today. I'm very happy with it. Yeah, I am very happy with week 2. I did do my morning pages every day. Hold on. We can count them again. So it started on March 6th down here. Let's count them. So 1, 2, 3. We don't count this one. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and I forgot that this was a page I was supposed to write one on. 21. So 3 pages every day for 7 days makes 21 pages, so I did it this week also. Still not hard. I still really enjoy the way it shows me just where my brain is at. Some days I was able to really tap into just letting the pen write something without my mind thinking about it first, and other times it was really focused on other people or on these narratives in my life. And yeah, other days I really enjoyed that it was just gibberish at first and then actually became pretty poetic, so it has been inspirational and fun this week. I found a good in-between that really works for me for my morning pages, because this week I was also supposed to write out affirmations every day. I chose to do just the stream of consciousness 2 pages in bed, and then I would get up and do my affirmations after getting ready at my desk. Artist date went great. So happy with the belly beads. They were so gorgeous. If you can, take yourself to a little arts and crafts shop. Make something. Anything. Like, I was beaming for the rest of the day and just getting to create that, and I love zooming in and just getting to do something with my hands. Any other issues? Not really, but as somebody who doesn't have a full-time job, I am noticing how time-consuming it is. And it's taking up a lot of my time, but it's really valuable. And in the past I was wondering if I'm lacking discipline, but it's not that I'm lacking discipline. Like, I can show up. I can show up if it's for a good reason, and this course is really giving me purpose, because I'm so focused, I'm so honed in, I'm so ready to do the work. So I'm really excited. I'm really happy with week 2. Can't wait to see what week 3 is all about. And here's a big thank you for 200 subscribers again. I see you, I love you, and here's to many more. Much, much love to you, and I'll see you for week 3. Bye.